Maybe that mild-mannered dude in the corner was really the big bad guy. Perhaps the hero was dead the whole time. Or maybe everything we've seen is somebody's hallucination. Whatever the reveal, these memorable movie moments caught us off guard and left us talking for years to come. Spoilers ahead. Usually movies are told in chronological order, but much like its protagonist, Dr. Louise Banks, arrival isn't confined to a single time. In the movie's opening, we watch Louise lose her beloved daughter to disease. Naturally, we assume this is happening early in her life, well before the renowned linguist is asked by the military to communicate with the heptapods, mysterious aliens who've landed on Earth. Her job is to translate their complex language so humans can talk with these otherworldly visitors. As she delves deeper into their circular alphabet, though, the heptapod language changes her perspective of time, allowing her to experience the past, present, and future at once. Before long, we discover that Louise actually hasn't had her child yet. Those flashbacks are actually flash-forwards, visions of what's to come, courtesy of the alien language. Louise now exists outside of time, or more accurately, throughout every moment simultaneously. As a result, her perspective on concepts like love are radically altered by the heptapod's gift. Sure, she now knows that heartbreak is coming, but she heads into the future anyway, because she knows there's a lot of joy waiting there too. It might just be the most emotional twist in all of science fiction, and one that will leave you both thinking and wiping away a few tears. A Beautiful Mind finds an Oscar-nominated Russell Crowe playing John Nash, a real-life Nobel Prize-winning mathematician who lived a rather unusual life. Early in the film, Nash is drafted by Department of Defense agent William Parcher to analyze magazines and newspapers for hidden Russian codes.
You are, quite simply, the best natural code breaker I have ever seen.
It's an intense assignment, but when he's not engaged in high-stakes espionage, John seems to lead a normal life with a supportive wife and an incredibly close BFF, Charles. Whenever Charles shows up to visit, he brings along his adorable niece, Marcy, who always brings a smile to John's face. Unfortunately, of the four most important people in John's life, only one of them is actually a living, breathing human being. In reality, John is suffering from paranoid schizophrenia, and the incredibly creepy Parcher is just a hallucination. There are no secret messages, no Soviet spies lurking in the shadows, and no radium implanted in his arm. The real blow, however, is that Charles and Marcy are also products of his imagination. Unless you know the true story, the twist comes as a devastating surprise and sends this Academy Award-winning film in a disturbing direction. Colossal is one of the strangest movies ever made. This fantasy flick finds Anne Hathaway as the alcoholic Gloria, recently single and moving back to her hometown. But as the self-destructive woman soon discovers, her problems are a lot bigger than just the bottle. Gloria is psychically linked to a giant Godzilla-like monster, and whenever she stumbles across a particular playground, the kaiju mysteriously appears in the city of Seoul, South Korea.
What is it doing?
It's dancing.
Is dancing like...
Fortunately, Gloria has a good friend to help with all the booze and oversized beasts. Jason Sudeikis plays her childhood friend, a nice guy named Oscar. The moment Gloria comes back to town, Oscar does everything he can to help her feel at home. He gives her furniture for her empty house, builds her up with all sorts of compliments, and even gives her a job working at his bar, which is probably not the best place for an alcoholic to work. But then Gloria realizes there's a lot of darkness behind Oscar's winning smile. For one, he's also linked to another giant creature that appears in the South Korean capital, and while he pretends to be a good dude, we quickly learn he's a violent, manipulative control freak, more monstrous than any kaiju. And when Gloria tries to get away from this creep, he threatens to murder countless Koreans with his robot avatar.
Either you drink that beer, or I'll go take a walk through the park later.